Hi guys, and welcome to my second English tutorial. In this tutorial I want to show you how you can add a camera and how you can play, how you can draw, how you can render an animated mesh. And at first we need to know which mesh formats are supported. And for this we only open the Irrlicht website and go to features, and then here we see which formats are supported. For example, the texture formats, then the animated objects. These are characters, so objects which can play animations, and the static objects, for example a desk. And I use B3D because it's simple to use and it works. So, and of course we need a mesh, and if you go on in the media folder of your Irrlicht, then you will find a ninja.b3d, and you will find ninja animation ranges. This is a little text file where the person who made this ninja model, ninja mesh, said which frames are which animation. And this is nice because if you want to have more than one animation, you need to connect them, so that you say, for example, the idle animation is from frame 1 to 100, and the next one is from 101 to 200. And then you say in Irrlicht it should play the animation between this and this frame, and you can say too that it should loop or whatever. And so now you need this ninja.b3d and the texture of it here, and then you make a new folder in your folder with the project, and you could call them models, maybe models, but I will use in Combine, so in Combine Soldier from Half-Life 2, because a really nice thing is that if you bought Half-Life 2 and all the other Half-Life, for example, on Steam, then you can open with the tool Crafty. With the tool Crafty you can open the file system of Steam, and then you can copy the model file and the animation and the texture, of course, and with another tool you can convert it to SMD. And with Milkshape, it's in very cheap modeling software and animation. Okay, it's not the best one, but it's only, you can buy it for I think $15 or $10. And you see that you can import a lot of format and export them. And I installed a Blitz 3D plugin, and I can open the SMD file of the Combine, open the animation, for example the idle animation, then I open another animation, for example the one animation, and then I can save it to B3D. And this was all. But of course you can open the Ninja. Okay, and now we are back in our source code, and of course we need some new things. At first in camera, it's an camera scene node, and our model, I call it Combine, and this is a animated mesh. You could use for static mesh, of course, combine 2 for example, I mesh C node. This would be in static mesh. But you can open static mesh with the animated mesh type 2. But you can't play animation. So, and now let's go and load the combine. Load combine. And we easily say combine is smgr and then add animated mesh C node. So smgr, with smgr you can add objects, and with the GUI you can add interface objects like buttons, labels, forms, page controls, toolbars and all this stuff. And the first parameter is the mesh file, and for this we only say get mesh. And now we say our C manager, it's smgr, and the file name. And this is models, oh yes. And no, I forgot, combine searcher, combine searcher.b3d. And there are other parameters, but we don't need them. Okay, and now we say the parent, and the parent is for example, we've got a machine, and this machine got a gun, and if we would move the machine, then the gun would be at the same place. But if we say the parent of the gun is the machine, and we would move it, then it would move with it too. Yes, I think you should know what I mean. But we got no parent, and so we got say nil, so nothing. And now the ID. This could be important if you want to use raycast, and it's very important for interface, but now we don't need it, and the normal ID is -1. And then now it wants to know the position, and for this we say get and then vector 3dfp. Yes, and now we say the position of it. We could say, for example, 0.0.0. But for this, for example, now it wants to know the rotation, and it's 0.0.0. But we could use for 0.0.0.0, we could use v3d f 0. And now the scale, it's 1, 1, 1, and we could use get a vector 3dfp, but we could use this one v3df1 too. It's not so long. And yes, now we only need to say false because we don't need this at the end. At normal it's false, and now we loaded our combine, and it's normal, it's loading the texture file too. But if here's my texture, for example, this is the texture of the combine, but sometimes it can find the texture, and then you could say the texture file is this or this, for example. And yes, now we could check it and test it, but we need in camera, of course, too. And there are different types of cameras. camera, for example, camera dub is smgr, add camera C node. This is a normal static camera. You could move it. Then there's add camera C node Maya, which is a camera like in the editor Maya. And then FPS, this is first person shooter, and we want to make a first person shooter, and that's the reason why we gonna use it. So at first the parent, of course, Neil. The rotation speed is 100. The move speed 0.2. The ID -1. Now it's you could use a key map, and this means that you can use your own keys. If you add a normal FPS camera, then you can control it with the arrow keys. But if you want to use VSAD, then you could make your own key map, and I will show you how to do it. So, but at first we say Neil, and then we say the key map size 0 because we added no key map. Then no vertical movement of true. Jump speed 3. Now you could say invert mouse and make active, but we don't need it. And now we could test it. Oh, there's an error. Oh, sorry. Of course, it's animated mesh C node. So, and now you can see that it's playing my animation, the idle animation, but there should be one animation too, and I could, here you see, and I can move with my mouse and with the arrow keys. But I want to set the camera position, and for this we only say camera.setTarget. This is the point where the camera is looking, and set rotation, set position. And for this I easily say get vector 3dfb, and let's say 0.100 minus 50. Oh, it's a bit high. Yes, let's say 80. Okay. Then let's say 50. This is good. But you saw that the combine is black, or the ninja, and for this you can say, because we got no light, and now we could say set material texture. With this function we can say which texture the model should have. This is if you want to choose between this ninja and this one. And for it's very simple. You say at first the node combine, the texture like 0, and then the texture get texture, then the driver DRV, I think, and then the file name, for example ninja.cat. PNG or whatever. It should run. Nice. But now you can see this texture file doesn't exist, and here it could not open file of texture ninja.png. And if so, okay. And now, for example, you could say set material type. Oh, sorry, set material. This is material type is for example, light maps and this stuff. But I want to show you set material flag. Here you can say the C node of combine. Then you say, for example, EMF, wireframe, or for example, lightning. Here are a lot of normalized anti-aliasing on this stuff, but I want to use lightning, and then I say false. So we don't need lightning. And here's my combine without lightning. And it ran really good. But now, of course, I want to show you how you can add light. But at first I want to show you, for example, the wireframe mode. This means here, with this mode you can see the polygons. Then there is a point cloud or point cloud. Yes. Now you can see the points. And yes, you could test some if you want. But now I want to show you how we can add lights. And for this we only say smgr.add light C node. And you see here the other node, volume light, cube C node, sphere, animated mesh, mesh C node, water surface, all this stuff. And you can add it. Okay, we want to have the light C node. The parent we say near. The position, for example, get a vect 3dfb, and 150. Oh, sorry, I mean 20, 150, 20. Now the color, get as color F, and now we say you should know what to do now because it's simple color mixing. So at first we say how much red, and the maximum is 255. Then how much green, 255, and how much blue, 255, and this would be white. And then const A, it's 1. And now you can say the radius, so the whole yes, the radius of the light. For example, 200, and the ID -1. So that this should be all. And now you can see him with lights. But the light system isn't so nice. You could make it better with shaders and with things like with the parallax mapping, like in the demo with the walls, with the stone walls, with the brick walls. But you see now our mouse is visible and we want to make it invisible, and for this we only say camera, for example DEF, get cursor control, set visible, and then we say false. And now our mouse is invisible. But now I want to have my own control, and for this we create our own control map, our key map, and this is control. It's an array from 1 to 5, for example, of S key map. So, and now we only say, it's really simple, control 1 dot action is, for example, EKA move forward, and now we say control 1 dot key code is key V, and this was very simple. And now we can copy it, but I want to copy it like this. And now we only need to change the control and the action. Move backward, move straight left, right, oh sorry, and then we could, if we in the next tutorial I want to show you how you can load an BSP map, and then we will add colorization, and then you are able to jump. But now we could make the control for it too. So we can jump up, and then the action is, the key code is key space or space. Okay, and now we say this the second new is the key map, and there we easy say at, because it's a pointer, at control control, and and of course we need to say the size is, the maximum size is 5. And now we can move with our favorite keys, but we are not able to jump. Yes, and now I want to show you some extras of the animated mesh. For example, a really nice feature on this B3D map, or on this how it play the animation, is that it will play smooth. So if you got an animation with 30 frames per second, then you want to play it, for example, in slow motion, then you could easily say combine set animation speed, for example 1, this is very slow, and normal by 30 frames per second, the animation would be laggy, but it automatically will play the animation smooth. So yes, if you render something with, for example, 200 frames and your animation is only 30 frames, but your animation will be smooth, So every frame of the render, the animation would go on, but not to the next keyframe. Oh, it's hard to explain. For example, your character is moving. Editor. Your camera. So you say your animation is, for example, something starts at 0, a rotation, for example, and in the next frame it should be by 2, and the next 4, and whatever 6, and this is a 30 frame per second animation. But if you render this scene with 60 frames per second, it would play it smooth. That means between this, so here, you see there, maybe I should make the font a bit bigger. Between this, so at first it render at 0, and now it plays smooth. That means it set the rotation to 1, then to 2, then to 3, to 4, to 5, and to 6. And it's not playing laggy. This means to 0, then it's doing nothing, then to 2, it's doing nothing, and then to 4, it's doing nothing, and then to 6. So you can easily set the animation speed to very slow, and the animation won't be laggy. So, and now, for example, if you have the Ninja and you got the text file, and here you see which animation is which frames, and you easily can say combine set current frame. This would be, you could set the current frame. This means you set the frame where it's playing to 15 or something like this, but you it's very important to know set frame loop, and here you say it should play the animation from 1 to 150, for example. But of course you need to have these frames. And now, or for example, from 100 to 150 I would start it. You see now it's playing. I make it a bit faster. Whoa. Now it's only playing this part of the animation. And for example, I say I've got a lot of frames, but I don't know when which animation starts. You see, it's only playing this part of the animation. Oh man, maybe one moment and I know when and I know the animations when they start. Hi guys, and now I want to play only the the Go animation. And now I know that these are my frames. These are the frames of the Go animation, and now I make it a bit. I don't need it because I don't want to change the animation speed. And now you see the combine is only going. All the time he will go. Okay, and now you could say, for example, combine dot set loop mode, and for example false. Now it will the combine will only play the animation between 344 and 365, and after this it will make nothing. You see? Now I'll play it and then it will do nothing. And if I change this to true, it will loop the animation all the time. And yes, you could say, for example, combine set name and then combine combine 1. And now you set the name. This is important for Waycast too. And another nice thing is that you can make shadows, which means combine, which is possible with combine add shadow volume C node. And then nothing. Now it will make shadows. Simple volume shadows. And you could say smgr set shadow color and then get as color, and now you can say how the shadow color, and at first alpha, and if everything is 0 except of A, which means alpha, then it would be black. But I don't want that the shadows are really dark black. I want that they are mixing with the texture color of the ground, for example, and then I say only 200. Oh, sorry. And the other one, of course, 0. But these shadows are not the best. They are a bit bugged. You can see it on his face. For example, here you see this shadow, but the leg, it looks a bit bugged. Yes. With shaders you can make soft shadows and all this stuff. And yes, I think I showed you the important things. And want to change this. Now it only with the idle animation. And yes, in the next tutorial I want to show you how you can open a BSP map, how you can detect the collision of it, and whatever. If you like this video, you can subscribe me, whatever. Make a nice comment. I know my English pronunciation is very bad, but I want to train. I want to train it. Then bye. See you next time.